Commence the shenanigans. Hello, folks. I'm going to turn this thing off. Oh, no. What's up, folks? It is Rebel Nerd time. And let's see, where are we at now? We've got episode number 247 for you. And tonight, we are going to be talking about a comic book. I actually was able to talk JD into reading a book.
Yet another comic book.
Yet another comic book.
Yet another comic book.
This one had nothing to do with Superman, though. So tonight we are going to be talking about Volume 1 of the Doctor Aphra comic book from 2015. I have to specify because there have been several Doctor Aphra comic books.
I hope I read the right one.
Well, if not, I mean, also we're going to be probably spending some time talking about the character herself, just kind of get get some background for those that don't know the character.
Mm-hmm.
But we got other stuff to get through before we jump into our Dr. Aphra talk. So let's see who is in the chat room right now. We've got Choco Cat. How's it going, Taco Cat?
Jamie! Hi, buddy.
We got Steve Spawn.
Steve!
What's up? We have Smirking Bear. How's it going, sir?
Hey, Smirking Bear. Kaiju Squirrel. Holy crap, that'd be ugly.
What the heck? Oh, no. And we've got Blue.
Hey, Blue.
To escape the Kaiju talk. Oh, I know what they're talking about. And that's all we have in the chat room thus far.
Thus far. Well, that's okay. More people will show up. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll get some more people in here eventually.
Maybe there's some people that aren't as big of comic book fans. But that's okay.
That's fair.
Or the alternative is people are just busy.
There's that too.
There's that too.
But yeah, so we're gonna be talking about Doctor Aphra. Some of us are fans of Doctor Aphra, and some of us have no idea who Doctor Aphra is. We'll cover.
Alas, you will be educated.
You will be educated. I've got some notes about Doctor Aphra.
Yes.
But before we jump into that, what'd you do this week?
Well, let's see.
You don't have to mention Sunday because we're gonna talk about Sunday.
We're gonna talk about that. Okay, we're gonna talk about Sunday. Let's see. Other than Sunday, nothing intense, which is kind of good.
Sexy notes.
Huh?
Smirking Bear asked me if they are sexy notes. I mean,
we're not talking about bionic thingies again, so I can't.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
Continue.
Anyway, no, actually, it was another good quiet weekend. Really didn't have a whole lot of done except for house chores and doing some video game playing. So there's that, which is probably kind of good because It seems like later this week, storm season for us will be kind of kicking off a little early. We're supposed to be getting some storms later in the week, so my
Oh, we're
weekend
getting,
might actually be a little bit more eventful if that happens.
yeah,
We'll see.
our sky is looking like it's starting to get a little.
Yeah, our skies here are looking pretty. It's been ominous all day and kind of drizzly all day, so it's been one of those things. But we're actually supposed to get like a minor storm tonight. Not supposed to be anything really intense or anything like that. But later in the week, we actually to the east of us, we actually have a level 3 for storms. If you watch the weather and you kind of pay attention to that. There's a level 3 out of 5 for storms. So they're looking at the possibility and potential of there being some. They said it kind of depends on what a cold front coming in is going to do. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, so it seems like storm season might be starting a little early. But I mean, all in all, I'm usually the type of person, I hate winters, but this winter has really, for the most part, has been mild, except for like 1 week where it was like super cold and we got a cold snap that was like I think the temperatures got down to -10 with the wind chill. It got down to like -15 or -20, and that happened for like 1 week. But other than that, really, this winter has been like a mild winter. So it kind of makes sense that the storm season might start a little early. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it'll start early and it'll be done earlier, or this might be one of those things where it starts early and it just goes throughout the year. I don't have any idea. Um, I don't pay attention to the Farmer's Almanac, and I think
Yep.
the weathermen are correct about 50% of the time. So we'll see how things go. But yeah, so like I said, another boring weekend, and hopefully that's just well spent just doing a few minor things until this coming weekend. So how about you? How was your weekend?
Well, let's see. Friday started off with a movie. I went and saw the new Scream.
Nice. How was that?
Uh, are you a fan of the Scream franchise?
Uh, I've seen, I think, the first three.
Okay. So I've seen them all. In fact, I've seen most of them in the theater. I think there's
Uh,
like one or two that I have not seen in the theater.
okay.
Um, and I'm just I would say Scream is probably like my second favorite horror slash slasher franchise.
Uh,
Uh, did I say second favorite? Yeah, second favorite.
second favorite.
So I like it. That being said, I'm not going to spoil anything, but this is probably my least favorite of the series.
Oh,
Yeah, it was.
now I do like the parody movies they came out with.
Scary movie.
Yeah, scary movie.
Yeah,
The scary movie parodies.
Drew.
Hey, Drew. Well, hello
Um,
there, Master Obi-Wan.
yeah, I've seen. I think I've seen a couple of those. I haven't watched them all. There is a new one of those coming out.
Yeah, Scary Movie 7 or something like that.
Something like that.
I don't know what I don't know what.
Yeah,
I actually honestly I've seen more of those than I have the actual Scream series,
Good lord.
which is sad, but they're funny. So I mean, they're hilarious.
So Drew, we're not talking about starships tonight. So if you were expecting that, sorry. What else did I do this weekend? We'll get to Sunday. Man, I didn't do much of anything. Hey, Joy just popped in.
Hey,
How
Joy.
you doing, Joy?
Hello there.
Oh, yesterday I went to a concert, which is noteworthy because I used to go to a lot of concerts. Like that was my thing. I went to concerts all the freaking time. But mostly due to financial stuff, not going to get into that. I actually did not go to a concert at all in 2025. Like I was doing some research. I was looking through some notes and like, when was the last concert I went to? I did not go to any concerts in 2025. What the hell? So anyway, I was doing something on Facebook yesterday, and this it was the events page. You know, the events page on Facebook. So I hit events. I was like, "Yeah, what's going on?" And it was said today, and it was a concert featuring the Descendants, who are like in my top 5 all-time favorite bands. And then also playing that show, it was kind of a double headliner thing. Was Frank Turner, who is also a huge favorite of mine. In any case, I'm like, how did I not know about this? How did I not know that they were coming to Oklahoma City? That's just crazy. So anyway, I was like, well, I can't afford it anyway. But then Mandy sent me some money and said to go, and I was like,
she's awesome. She's awesome.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll go.
I guess if you force me, I'll go.
I went, and it was a good time. So the Descendants, specifically, I have seen them. You know what? I don't know how many times I've seen them. I've seen them a lot.
Nice.
Like quite a few times. This will actually be only the second time I have seen Frank Turner. The first time I saw them was in Dallas at the House of Blues. And Blue was actually at that show with me. What's Drew saying? This may surprise you, but I know little to nothing about Aphra, so I might not be talking much in the chat tonight. I know a tiny bit about her. That's all right. That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for.
Educate you on Doctor
Aphra. I am shocked, Drew, because Drew is awesome when it comes to, like, when we have conversations, he always has a pretty good working knowledge of books.
Okay, but
and
keep in mind that Doctor Aphra is pretty much a comic only character. There was that audio book that they put out, but that audio book was basically adapted from the comic.
Right.
So it doesn't surprise me all that much that a lot of people don't know who Aphra is if they don't read the comics. So
yeah. But in our defense too, that's one of the reasons why we're kind of going through this, is because in the absence of like shows or things coming out, comics, I think I've not been a big comic person, but since Steve has been kind of tasking me with reading things, including everything from Superman, Supergirl, and now we're into Star Wars comics. And one of my show me your thingies tonight is actually some comics that I picked up that I want to show Steve and everybody. It is, I think, as far as comics are concerned, I think it is one of the more underappreciated artworks, because some of the art and stuff like that they come out with is fantastic. And if you need like a visual and then a storytelling when it comes to Star Wars, I think a lot of people don't realize how much content has come out for Star Wars. And actually we've lost quite a bit because there's not a lot of people interested in it. So if we can do even a little bit to kind of get people interested in seeing these comics and buying them and getting an interest in the comics, I think it's worth it. I think it really is. I
will put a link to where you can buy Volume One if you feel like you want to read this. I will say this ahead of time: there's going to be spoilers. So
yeah.
But you still may want to read it. In any case, so yeah, there was the concert, and I want to show you something that I got. This is not part of show and tell, but it is something that is kind of cool. My daughter found these. My oldest daughter found these over the weekend. I don't remember where. 0 sugar Oreos. So she bought a bag of them. They're like, there's a bag, and I opened up the bag, and it's a bunch of these.
Nice.
So yeah, so I mean, as far as I can remember, they taste like Oreos.
I hope so, because a lot of those things that have like the generic sugars
are
zero sugar. It might be one of those things. It might be one of those things that's what did we call it? That one segment where you were tasting weird things.
Oh yeah. Look at my thing.
Speaking of concerts though, one of my favorite bands, and mine is a mainstream band for those of you who may not like. I mean, because Steve is obviously he's an indie rock person. He doesn't. I think you, for the most part, don't listen to like mainstream rock or anything like that, right?
I listen to some. I mean,
some. Okay.
I don't just listen to underground bands.
Well, I mean, I don't. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's perfectly cool. I like, since you were playing some of the music that you were playing when we were actually playing music, it was fun to hear like stuff outside of mainstream, and there's actually some really good bands and stuff like that. So I've been kind of listening to indie rock and stuff like that on one of my Apple Music channels, is in all indie rock and stuff. But one of my favorite bands that's more mainstream and rock and roll and stuff like that. They're actually coming to Wichita in May, which is awesome. I'm trying to get tickets for it. It's Shinedown.
I'm gonna forget if I don't answer Drew.
Okay.
Drew, on Amazon, you can get the paperback of the comic that we're going to talk about tonight. For it looks like you can get it for $5.19, and I'm gonna link. I'm gonna pop the link in there. Now, if you read digital comics, I'm not gonna shame you because I also read digital comics.
I 100%
but if you read digital comics and you go to Amazon, the Kindle version of this volume 1 is free. So there you go. Okay, Shinedown.
Shinedown, yes.
So apparently, I actually don't listen to them, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, I love Shinedown. Shinedown is a great band. I'm sure there's a lot of people who've in our chat and stuff like that who've heard their music. I absolutely love Shinedown. They're one of my favorites. One of my favorite bands of all time. And I've listened to them pretty much since they got on the scene. And yeah, so we're getting tickets and we're going to be going to the Shinedown concert. So that's pretty freaking cool.
Good times. So yeah, there's a concert, and then and other than that, Sunday we had a session of our Star Wars tabletop RPG. I'm gonna start doing something a little interesting on our shows.
I think you already did.
I'm gonna.
Or no, no, go ahead.
What? I'm going to show you the opening crawl to Sunday's session and see if it entices you to want to go watch them. So here's the opening crawl for Sunday's session. So we played session number. What session one did we play?
Was it six?
Yeah, it was
I
six.
think it
That's
was
right.
six. Session
So
six.
session six, and uh,
My dog jumped.
awesome. It for me as the storyteller, it was fun, but it felt kind of like filler. And I think the reason that it felt like filler to me is that this particular portion of the adventure was not supposed to last as long as it has. Like I thought that this whole investigating the murders of these crime lords was going to be a one and done, like one session and we'd be done. Oh no. It took, not only did it take all of session 5, the only reason that it has not gone past session 6 is because I cut out a bunch of stuff. We were getting to a point and I was like, okay, I need to get you guys off the Ring of Kafrine because we have been on this thing way too freaking long, and this investigation has been going way too freaking long. So I'm cutting this, I'm cutting this, I'm cutting this.
So those of you, I mean, for those of you who haven't watched it, no spoilers or anything, but Steve is asking the players, myself included, and a few other guys like Blue and a few other people that are in there, like Spencer and Mari and
Charlie?
and yeah, and Charlie and all of us are. I was trying to. We were already like a very diverse. I want to say very diverse group of characters.
A ragtag group of
characters that I sometimes question under normal circumstances, why would we even be following one another? Because literally between me and Blue is a separatist Wookiee with an attitude, and I'm just a clone trooper an ex-clone trooper.
Let's clarify this. He was not a separatist. He is a Wookiee, yes. He sided with the separatist. He didn't fight in the Clone Wars.
That pretty much makes him a separatist.
Okay. But he's not.
We already had, and then Spencer's character is a guy who fidgets with computers. He's a tech guy, and then you have Charlie's doctor, who is kind of like an expert in like ancient lore and things like that. So it's like, why do we have these? And he's a gambling addict. And my guy, all he wants to do is make money and blow stuff up.
You're leaving something out.
Okay.
He is a former clone trooper.
Yeah, my guy is literally a former clone trooper who all he wants to do now that he's not in the Clone Wars anymore, and he was literally brought back to no brothers, no war, no nothing anymore. All he wants to do now is make money so he can find weapons to blow up the Empire, because he pretty much blames them for everything that's happened to him. And so I don't say a whole lot. I'm just like, yeah, let's blow stuff up. And then we add in Mari's character, Frosty Britches, who is a bounty hunter, who, like I was telling everybody in the group when we have our private group chats about this, she coming back added a even more dynamic flow to the characters that we have, and it makes for some funny, interesting, and just everybody wants to do their own thing. Everybody has their own ideas about how things should go. And there's literally parts in there that you folks, if you get a chance to watch it, there's literally parts in there you will see that how one person and one character one person who's trying to play their character correctly wants to do things, and then somebody else says, no, we should do it this way. Not only does it make fun for the characters, but it makes it fun for the people who are trying to play their characters trying to do it. And I'm telling you, it gets interesting. You have to watch it because it's like, what are we going to do?
Now, one more tidbit about Mari's character. Not only is she playing a bounty hunter, she is playing a Mandalorian. So she's got the whole get up, and but yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. Like the game is a lot of fun. You
And
should
I
go
mean,
watch it if you haven't.
even more context, I have basically like kept my armor, but I've modified it, and I have
Yeah.
my same blaster that I had when I was a clone trooper, which does an impressive amount of damage, by the way. And basically I've just kind of modified my character to be more of a lone pirate, lone trooper kind of thing. But we're all a bunch of pirates. And then my whole point of that is that you take those people and you say, oh, you have to investigate a murder or multiple murders or a mass shooting. And I'm going, really?
It
We're
wasn't
pirates.
supposed to take that. It was supposed to just be like you find a couple of clues, you
Well,
figure
and I
out what
don't.
you need to
It
figure out.
was fun because we actually did two things in this that we've never done before. That like you said you've never had to do in a role playing game before, and one of them was a character. We actually did some gambling.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, we were
So we
playing some
actually we actually had to do we actually had to do some gambling and roll for luck and all these kinds of because obviously we have a gambling addict,
yeah.
which is also causing us problems.
It
Which
was,
in the
it was
next
fun for me
session,
because I'd never done that before.
which
Running a game.
his gambling debts and his problems with gambling are going to cause us problems in the next session. So, which is actually causing me problems because
I don't know if it'll be in the next session, but it will be in the future.
Mm-hmm. So,
at the end of it, you flew to that planet, but that doesn't necessarily mean you guys are going to immediately go to that planet because your character has some information that needs to be provided to the rest of the group.
Right.
That you've been keeping close to the chest. Anyway, Star Wars, Shadow of the Sun, a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun, and I write everything. I'm not doing this from
would JD be considered
a lot of GMs will use like pre-written modules. I don't do that. I would rather just come up with my own goofy stuff.
Smirking Bear wants to know if I would be considered a boomer trooper.
Yes, he would be a boomer trooper.
Sure.
All right.
Hey, you know what though? Real quick, one of my cosplays I did think about doing it one time was doing the older version of Captain Rex because he is bald with a white beard. All I would need is the armor, and I think I could pull off Captain Rex.
Yeah. All right. It is now time for us to be drawn to the force. And yes, I am purposely doing things out of order. So, Drawn to the Force, if you're new, this is where we talk about Star Wars comics that are being released this week. So this week, New Comic Book Day is, of course, tomorrow, because Wednesday is always New Comic Book Day. So we're talking about March 4th. And we do have some Star Wars comics. Like last week, we had none.
None.
This week, we have 2. And as always prepared here, folks. Hang on. I forgot to pull up the flipping. I forgot to pull up the covers. I like to show the covers. Okay. All right. So the first one comes to us from Dark Horse Comics.
Oh, I like Dark Horse.
And it is Hyperspace Stories, The Bad Batch, Rogue Agents 2.
Is this the one that's the horror stories?
I don't think that's this one. This is this is like a Bad Batch story. Written by Michael Moretti and artwork done by Reese Hannigan. So here is the main cover. Got the Bad Batch characters there.
That's not one of the Bad Batch people, though.
That is not. Well, the ones in the background are.
Yeah, the ones in the background are, but the guy that's the main focus in there, that's
I don't know
not.
who that is.
That's a phase one trooper.
I don't remember whether or not I read issue number 1. So, there's no variants? Oh, that's weird.
Wow.
Huh. So, Bad Batch Rogue Agents number 2. Yeah, I don't remember if I read the first one or not. Certainly I did, because it was Bad Batch. If I didn't, I need to go back and read it. Hey, Matt, what's going on, man? Just stop in to say hello. Why are you not staying in the chat? You are usually always in the chat. Are you at certainly not at soccer practice in this weather. Okay. Second comic book that is coming out tomorrow is, we are all very excited about this one. Comes from Marvel Comics.
Oh.
It is Shadow of Maul number 1.
Oh.
Heck yeah. This is the prequel to the show that's coming out next. Wait a minute. When is that coming out? It's coming out this month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one is written by Benjamin Percy, and artwork on this one is Madabek Musabekov. Yeah, I probably should. Look at all the
Lord of variants. Holy
there are a ton of variants. So here's the regular one.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool, in its own right. But then you got this, which is it's all right. I really like this one.
That was pretty cool.
I like that one.
Yeah.
This one I don't really get that one. Why? Oh, Women's History Month variant. Okay.
Oh, that'll be a cool one to get. I need to get that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a fold out? Is it a fold out like the Black History Month, or is it or no?
No. It doesn't say it's a fold out.
Oh.
This one's also pretty cool. I like this one.
Yeah, that one's cool. Yep.
Come on. Wait a minute. What? Okay, this one's also kind of cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. We're going back. Are we going backwards now?
Okay. I don't think you showed that one.
And then here's some retailer exclusives.
Oh, that one looks cool.
There are a lot of variants, man.
Oh, holy crap. Yeah, there are. Wow.
Yeah. So
what's that one? What's that one at the bottom there on the left? Oh, yeah. That one's cool.
That one's cool too, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like the color on that one. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, color.
That one looks cool. What's that last one on the bottom?
I think it's the same.
There. Is it the same thing? Oh, yeah, it's just without the letterhead. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Mm-hmm. That looks cool. It would be kind of neat to see a precursor to like what's going to like maybe get a kind of an idea of what Maul Shadow Lord is actually going to be about and stuff. So if we're getting kind of a precursor to that or a prequel to that'd be kind of cool to read.
So we're going to start our recaps. We're going to start our recaps of that on. I've got it written down as April 7th. When does the show come out? Let's see. I thought I had this memorized. Apparently,
I think it's end of March, isn't it?
It's the end of March. What's the specific day? Scheduled to premiere on April 6th.
Oh, okay. Okay, so April.
Is that hold on. Yeah, come on. I'm trying to pull my calendar up. So that is a Monday. That is why we were doing. Well, you better watch it on Monday then.
I will.
We're going to be doing our
recap. Come on. Are you kidding me?
We're doing our recap on Tuesday. So if you haven't watched it by Tuesday, we will
I'm
keep it.
actually excited because the last couple shows that we have wanted to recap, we actually have to wait. We have to, the people that watch us and the people in the chat,
Yeah.
you guys have had to wait a week for us to do our reviews of them because normally those shows come out on Tuesday. I'm actually excited it's going to come out on Monday because we will actually, the next day, you will actually get to hear us do some reactions to it. But you do have to remember, folks, if you don't see it that night, we are not spoiler free.
I would say we will try to keep it somewhat spoiler free.
Well, yeah,
it's going to be a challenge.
It's going to be definitely a challenge. Definitely going to be a challenge.
But I don't want to piss off all the people who didn't watch it. Joy, did we see the blood moon this morning? I did not.
No, and I'm upset because I was actually going to use my telescope that I recently purchased, and I was going to take some really good close-up high-definition photos because I've actually got some new equipment for it that I can hook my phone up to and use it to take high-definition photos, and I did not get a chance to do that because it was so early in the morning. So, yeah, no, I did not get a chance, unfortunately. And also, I think it was we were overcast too. So, but yeah, there was a lunar eclipse last night.
We are done with the comic books. I would like to next throw out a shout out to all of our wonderful patrons because they help us keep things rolling. And yeah. So thank you for all of those who support us by being patrons. Dave Brown, Kelly and Chris Olson, Justin Hensley, Charlie Kirby, Chantel Gonzalez, Brennan, Brian, Steve, Matthew, Choco Cat, Paul, Smirking Bear, Adam, and Drew. So thank you for being our patrons. If you would like to hear your name on our live stream, you can become a patron for only $2 a month. And besides getting your name heard on this live stream, you get some merch and get some swag, including stickers and some other stuff. Mm-hmm. You get access to our Star Wars tabletop RPG. Mm-hmm. Only our patrons can watch that. It is not available anywhere else. And then you get some early access content that eventually does make its way to the YouTube channel, but patrons get to see it first for a couple of weeks. And these are our comic book related series, such as Kryptonian Chronicles, The Batcave, Mutant Chronicles. And yeah, and aside from all that, you would be helping us to keep the lights on. Hey, Spencer, how's it going, man?
Hey, Spencer.
So yeah, consider becoming a patron, and you can do so by jumping over to, where's my, okay, right there. You can go to bio.link/Rebel Nerd Radio. That'll take you to our Patreon, so you can be a patron. It also takes you to all our social media, and it will take you to our merch page where you can get some cool t-shirts, coffee mugs, stuff like that. And it'll also take you to our Discord, where there's lots of fun conversation going on in there.
Oh, yeah. If you're not a part of our Discord, please consider becoming a part of our Discord. We have a wonderful group of people over there. We have a lot of conversations. We have a lot of things that comes up. Yeah, it's just it's a great place to hang out during the week. You'll find me and Steve over there predominantly. We hang out there the most. If you have questions about collecting, if you have questions about Star Wars, we have a great group of people that you can ask questions about, and it's a fun, great group of people to be a part of.
Fun social group without all the drama. for the most part.
Yeah, without any drama.
And then, what else was I going to say? If you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that. You can get there through our bio link. But if you want to go straight there, just go to YouTube/@Rebel Nerd Radio. And if you're already subscribed, please click the like button, because the like button helps the algorithm, gets us in front of more people. More people equals more subscribers. And that's what we want. We want to spread our shenanigans everywhere. All right. And on that note, it is time to show our thingies. So, yeah, I don't actually have anything new, but I figured since we're talking about Doctor Aphra, I could show off my Doctor Aphra stuff.
Yeah.
Because I got some of that. So, I have this Black Series Doctor Aphra.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, this is basically what the figure looks like, but I'm not going to open it because I'm not a savage.
That I again, we've talked about this before, and as a collector, that is one of the most disappointing things that they decided to do with the Hot Toys, or not Hot Toys, with the Star Wars, like the Black Series and the Vintage Collection, was at one point they I understand kind of why they wanted to do it. So they wanted to kind of cut out plastics out of like their products.
Yeah, okay.
And I get it. I really do. But when you create stuff like the one that Steve has, the Dr. Aphra in the box, when you create things like that, you're not marketing that towards, like, say, kids that want to play with the figure. You're marketing that towards collectors. And to me, if you can't see the figure inside the box, because if you look at the figures in the boxes,
with these things.
Well, exactly. And the thing is that people, you look at them, and a lot of there's some really fantastic artwork on the outsides of these boxes, and the boxes themselves are really neat to see. And for them to take the plastic out where you can't actually see the figure, they're like, well, we want to reduce plastic waste. What plastic waste? People who collect these things are not taking them out of the boxes. Like for me, if I can see it in the box, it's definitely not coming out of the box.
Yeah.
Because I want to keep it as original as I can. And it's not because I'm worried about selling it later. That's for my daughter to do when I pass away, and she can go, I'm going to sell my dad's collection for money so I can get a crap ton of money. Probably not. But that's up to her to decide. And for me to enjoy the characters, for me to take that out of there and look at it and enjoy the box, all I get to see is comic book artwork on the box. I don't actually get to see the figure, which... Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of pisses me off. I'm glad they went away from it. I'm glad they're like, okay, this is a bad idea.
So there's that. So I've got that Dr. Aphra. Yeah. But I also have a collection that JD forced me to buy.
Oh, BS.
Okay.
BS.
So this one, you can actually see the character. So there's Dr. Aphra herself.
I suppose when you come back with a bunch of collector stuff from the next Rebel Scum Con that fits in the back of my truck when we go, you're going to blame me and say it was all my fault.
Pretty much. So here's another one. This is 000, which we will talk about him.
I understand him more, or I understand why that character is what he is now.
Yeah.
Better. Now that I've read that volume 1.
BT1, who I will also
and him too. And him too.
We will talk in length about those two characters. So yeah. So there's my Doctor Aphra stuff. I actually bought a sticker from somebody on Etsy. It was a Star Wars related sticker, but I don't know where I put it. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. I don't know what I did with it. All right. Take it away, JD.
Well, I'm gonna show. I actually have two thingies, and one of the thingies I have to show is not a thingy, so I'm not going to call it a thingy. So I'm going to show my thingy first, and then I'm going to show everybody something else because what I have, the other thing that I have to show is kind of something that happened today, and it's pretty awesome, and it doesn't have anything to do with Star Wars, but I wanted to show everybody today what that thing is. But today, for my show my thingy, I wanted to kind of show you since we're talking about comic books today. I need to order. I kind of talked about this last week. Steve, you ordered the Jar Jar #1, the Black History Month cover.
Oh, right.
And I kind of talked about how I ordered it from one place and I wasn't able to. They had to cancel the order because they actually ran out of them and they weren't able to fulfill that order. But I was able to order from another place and they were able to fulfill it and it's actually on its way. So when I get it, I'll be able to show it for Show Me Your Thingy. But one of the things I wanted to show is I actually have some comics here. I need to read these, and I think this is going to be the next on my read list. But the Jedi Knight #1 Ahsoka variant cover, which I think is like I was talking earlier. I was kind of mentioning to everybody about the artwork on these things and how they're so underappreciated. That is some excellent. That's an excellent variant cover of Jedi Knights #1, the Ahsoka cover, and I love this cover. This is actually great. Well, for those of you who don't know, Ahsoka is one of my top 3 favorite characters in Star Wars, and that is just an outstanding cover. But that's pretty cool. Here's another variant cover. This has Count Dooku when he was still a Jedi, and like Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan when he was a Padawan. But check out that variant cover.
Awesome.
Yeah, Kit Fisto and Mace Windu and Yoda and Dooku and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, and yeah, that's just awesome. Love that variant cover. And then here's another one with Obi-Wan. Here's another variant cover that I have. I think I'm going to go to the same comic book shop that I got the Jar Jar #1 from. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to order the rest of them because I think they're up to 8 or 9 now in the series. I need to order all the rest of them and see if they have variant covers for each one of these and get this entire series and read it. I think it'll be great. And Steve, I think if we get a chance, we ought to read that and do a kind of a review on it.
Yeah, we should do another episode on comic books. I've got a crap ton of.
Yeah. Well, and the good thing about it is that for those of you who if you don't read comic books, but there's information in the comic books that may be relevant to canon, it might be a good way to kind of introduce that information in. Because even like I said, even folks like Drew, who's in the chat, he said he doesn't get into like Dr. Aphra and some of those things a lot. So it might be kind of a neat idea to kind of bring some of those into the fold and kind of talk about.
We should do. We should read. I should have you read one of the Legends Star Wars comics, and we can talk about one of those.
Yeah, that'd be fun because we do talk about Legends on this show. We don't disclude Legends. We like Legends. We like the current canon.
Legends kept us alive for decades.
The dark times, yeah. And then the other one I got that I really kind of interested because I really like the High Republic books that I've read through so far. I really need to finish that, but it's on the list kind of thing. But I have Star Wars High Republic Fear of the Jedi, which actually features Kelnaka from the Acolyte series. For those of you if you are a fan or you liked Kelnaka from the Acolyte series, this is actually called Fear of the Jedi, and this is a great one too. I haven't got a chance to get this out, but I've heard good things. I've read some of the reviews, and they're actually pretty good. And I've got 1 through 5 on this, so I've got the entire series on this. So, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I just came up with an idea for what we should. You just gave me an idea for what we should.
right on. Well, I'll segue into my next. I'm not going to call this a show me your thingy because this is not a thingy. This is for those of you, for everybody in the chat, this is a show me your someone. This is something a little different. So for those of you who don't know,
Okay.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So for those of you who know us, who've talked to us before, a lot of you know that I'm actually a lineman. I'm a electrical power lineman by trade, and I'm a foreman for a crew. And I work near the Wichita, Kansas area, and we go to a lot of interesting places. We meet a lot of interesting people whenever we go to their houses to actually deal with their services or change their power poles out. And we have a lot of interesting interactions with people in the public. And so today I actually was at some people's houses in the main town that I work in, and we talked to a lady who was into. She's actually taking care of her mother-in-law long term, who has terminal illnesses, and she. When I went into one of the adjacent yards to them, I was actually having a conversation with her about some of the things that she was going through with her mother-in-law. Now, if you rewind back to the early 2000s for me, I had a dog that I bought who was a puppy, and I raised him from puppy until unfortunately, he ate something that caused him to go into anaphylactic shock, and he passed away because he had a very sensitive immune system. And I kept it under control for a very long time, but unfortunately, he got into something that he wasn't supposed to, and he went into shock and he passed away. He was probably one of the most awesome dogs that I've ever owned. He was a great puppy. I loved him to death. He was an awesome dog. Fast forward to today, and this lady that I spoke with at her house and had a very long conversation with, she actually had one of these puppies, and a puppy that was just recently born. And she, unfortunately, because of her age and because of her mother-in-law's age, she was not able to take care of this puppy, and she was wanting to rehome it, and she was trying to basically give it away to anybody who would give it a good home and take care of it. And I'm sorry, but I instantly fell in love with this little guy, and I brought him home. So he's actually asleep in my lap right now, but I'm going to wake him up. So
Why did you wake up the puppy?
We now have a recent addition to our family. Everybody say hi to Peanut. Say hi,
Peanut.
Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say hi. I know what you say. I just woke up and you freaking made me wake up. But everybody say hi to Peanut. He is a 6 month. He is a 6-month-old Boston Terrier, and you can he's tired. He was sleeping in my lap, and I woke him up. And the first thing I did was I took him to the shop, and everybody was playing with the shop, but he kind of stank because he's outside dog and he needed a bath like badly. So the first thing I did was give him a bath, which instantly pissed him off. So, but yeah. So this is everybody. This is Peanut. This is everybody. Say hi to everybody. He's gonna fall back to sleep. See, look at him. Look at him. He's falling back asleep. He's so cute.
He's like, oh man, just let me sleep.
Awesome. He's an awesome puppy. But yep. So today we got a new addition to our family, Mr. Peanut.
Very cool.
Yeah. So everybody say hi to Peanut. Hi, Peanut. So yeah. Anyway.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
He's like, let me go back to sleep. I was sleeping good. You look like a black and white gremlin. Here, go back to sleep, buddy.
So I messaged you the idea for next week.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay. So that's it for show and tell time. It's time to get into Doctor Aphra.
Yeah.
I wanted to show something to Joy. Joy was saying that someday she wants to do an Aphra cosplay. Here is
Nice.
a picture of somebody that was doing a Doctor Aphra cosplay at Celebration Chicago.
Oh, that's cool. I actually think that I have one from Japan. Let me look up. Go ahead. I'll send it to you if I find it real quick. So go ahead and do your thing.
Anyway, that was pretty cool. All right. So before we get into the comic book itself, I wanted to talk to you about the character first.
Awesome.
So here's the thing about Dr. Aphra. The cool thing about Dr. Aphra to me is that it kind of opens up the galaxy and explores a side of Star Wars that the films and the TV and really most of the books also barely touch. The ruins, the dust, the temples, the hidden history, the stuff buried underneath the legends. So while the films, they show us, with the exception of the prequels, of course, they and then still kind of, they show us the Jedi / Dingus Den. I'm gonna wrench you. What was I talking about? So the Jedi / Rebels versus the Empire, in the films. What we get from Dr. Aphra's adventures is they show us kind of what's been sitting out there for thousands of years and how do we profit off it.
Fortune and glory.
Fortune and glory. Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up because we're going to talk about Dr. Aphra herself. So clearly, Dr. Aphra gives off some heavy Indiana Jones vibes. So, kind of Indiana Jones, except
daddy issues
and lesbian.
And daddy issues.
And daddy. Yeah.
She's 100% got daddy issues.
She is technically a doctor, not a medical doctor, like a PhD doctor. Right. Technically, she is a doctor. I will get into why I say technically when we get into the.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
But she is an academic, a black market academic. She is morally flexible. She kind of treats the galaxy's
artifacts and treasures,
history, archives, kind of like it's a yard sale. To her, history is important, but it's not sacred. History is something you can steal and profit off of it. She lies, she loots, she's
got daddy issues.
Yeah, Smirking Bear. She is definitely morally flexible.
So I wouldn't even call that morally flexible. I would say morally absent. in the face of profit.
No. She doesn't kill everything she comes across.
No, but she doesn't mind what she comes across kills everybody.
Never mind that now. But she her services go to the highest bidder. You don't see that so much in Volume One, but as the story progresses, you read more of it, you're like, yeah, she has no loyalty to anybody. Her first appearance was in Darth Vader #3 from 2015. I actually read that or reread it prior to rereading Volume One because I wanted to remember, like, how did you read it or no?
No, and actually, I get, because they kind of give a little context, but I think it probably would have been better for me to read that too, because it explains how she got triple zero and all that, and it explains kind of her previous dealings. So it might have been. I did not get a chance. I didn't realize, because I didn't know where I could read that information from.
Yeah,
so
and it does. Now, if you are interested in learning more about Dr. Aphra in the comic books, I will post the Darth Vader issues, because she's not just in issue 3. She's in several issues after that. Yeah, no, I would totally recommend reading the Vader arc before reading Volume 1 if you want the background. I wouldn't say that you can't jump into this one as a newcomer and not understand, because you get a lot of context in Volume 1. But the Vader arc is pretty important if you want history. But yeah, Aphra is she is a character. She's awesome. I like her. But basically, so jumping into Volume 1, it follows the events of the Darth Vader arc. Yeah, I don't understand why she wouldn't click for you either, Spencer. She's freaking amazing. And she's not even the only amazing character in the Doctor Aphra Adventures. We're going to get into the other cast of characters here in a minute. But at the end of the Vader arc, she's basically outlived her usefulness to Vader, and he thinks he kills her. She fakes her death. And we open up the story. She's basically stealing some stuff because she's got some debts to work off. She finds out that she has lost her doctor status, and we'll get into why here in a minute. And essentially, she bumps into Dad, who is hello puppy, who is kind of slightly responsible for her losing her privileges. And they go on an adventure, and that's pretty much what Volume 1 is, and we're going to get more into specifics. But I wanted to get into some of the characters first. And JD, before we jump into those characters, what are your thoughts overall of the character, Dr. Aphra, just based on what you've read so far?
The first thing I thought of was, like, when I said Fortune and Glory, because the first thing I thought of was I kind of understood her as being kind of a Star Wars version of a early Indiana Jones character, where her biggest thing was, like, she knew a lot about history and she knew where to look, and she was very insightful and very intelligent about history. But her biggest ambition was she wanted to go and explore these places and do these things because she was after the paycheck. She was after what the finding these relics and doing these things would bring to her in the context of like money and fame and fortune and all these kind of things. And like any other Star Wars universe, obviously she's unfortunately the having to find ways to do all this is in Star Wars is very morally what do I want to say? Morally ambiguous.
Ambiguous, yes.
Very morally ambiguous. So, like you said, because of her owing debts to people, she's had to make arrangements and do things and make it so that she can um, find ways to be successful, but owing people a lot of money at the same time. And like I said, I did not get a chance to read the Vader comic, so unfortunately, I don't know that side of it. But she's an interesting character, and I think that between her and the droids that she has, and the fact that Chrysanthemum is part of her crew and part of her voyages, after seeing him in Book of Boba Fett and not seeing him previously in the comic books, I knew who he was and I knew that he was part of that, but I did not have a chance to read the stories, and I did not get a chance to read a lot of the background on him, except for what little bit of research I did when the TV show came out. Now that I actually get to see him in the comics, in the actual reference material for him, that makes it even more cool. But as far as Aphra is concerned, yeah, like I said, as soon as I got into it, as soon as I read this comic book, it clicked to me that she was kind of an Indiana Jones type character, and then when her like motivations and her path started to come into it, it was kind of like she's like him, but more extreme version. Because like Indy's dad was more obsessed with the Holy Grail and lost his mother because of it, and didn't have a good relationship with his mom. Therefore, she didn't have a good relationship with her mom, and it was kind of the same parallels, really, honestly, if you kind of look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I Spencer said something that I was going to mention. Whereas Indy, the big one of the big differences between her and Indy is she doesn't care about museums. Like,
no, at least
at this museum, I don't care where it belongs. I just want to get paid.
But if you look at Temple of Doom, which is supposed to be a prequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark, throughout the whole thing, Indy's whole thing was fortune and glory, which was making money and the glory of finding something from the past. She's a little bit more extreme on that end because she doesn't care whether it's morally corrupt or whether whatever object she's finding might be dangerous. It's how much money can I make off of it?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, a lot of it to her also is like the thrill of the chase.
Yeah. You can tell she has fun with it.
Yeah. So there's Doctor Aphra. The next character that I'm going to bring up, Spencer.
What do you say?
Stock is only making me want to watch some indie.
Heck yeah! Why not? I agree.
So,
I want to watch some Indiana Jones.
So that was kind of a background on. I forgot some of the background. Okay, her name is Chelli Aphra, by the way. She was born in 24 BBY. I'm not sure where. I did some searching today, and I didn't come across anything where it actually said where she was born. But she did attend the University of Bartlett to get her doctorate. Mm-hmm. And then also, if you, I don't think we have, Joy.
What?
Have we done an indie episode?
I don't think we've ever done Indiana Jones.
That's not how it's. No, it's Chelli, Spencer, not Chili.
Not Chili. Chelli.
And if you see pictures of her, you might notice this thing on her arm, which is like the background that I'm showing, like kind of in the background there. She's got these arm tattoos, and while they clearly look like tattoos, they are basically, that is like outlaw tech. It is tattoos that carry data and help her slice things. Yeah, it's a tattoo that basically helps her be a slicer. So if you've seen those, that's what those are. Okay, next character that I want to mention is one of her sidekicks, a gentle, loving protocol droid.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Stop lying.
By the name of 000.
Stop lying, dude.
So 000 he looks like a protocol droid. He looks like C-3PO with a different paint scheme. He's gray. He is not gentle and loving. He is an assassin.
He's homicidal.
He's sadistic.
He's homicidal.
Oh, you want to talk about homicidal? Wait till we get to the next sidekick we're going to talk about. 000 is sadistic. He is he specializes.
He is the polar opposite of C-3PO.
He specializes in torture and interrogation. So just a little bit of background on 000. He was created during the Old Republic. But then they stashed him away because he was too dangerous. And then Aphra finds him. And actually, Aphra and Vader find him. But he is freaking hilarious. What did you think about our kind-hearted protocol droid?
You're so full of it, dude. You're so full of it. Homicidal. Serious issues. I mean, he's the one good thing about it is that for some reason he likes being in service of Doctor Aphra, which is good. Because seems like he has these abilities that for a droid in the Star Wars universe can be described as nothing more than like, I mean, if C-3PO fell into Hellraiser and became a symbiote or a Cenobite, and if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go watch Hellraiser. But yeah, if he fell into the Cenobite realm and became a Cenobite, that would be what 000 is.
Yeah, he's an asshole. I mean, if you think Chopper,
he's not. No. People with attitude problems are assholes. This droid is like torturally homicidal.
He's a good boy. No, but
you crossed my master. Let me poison you and kill you in whatever way it sees fit.
Pretty much.
Dude.
Yeah, he's quite the character.
He is interesting. Yeah. All black, red eyes, and like Edward Scissorhands, but with murderous tendencies.
Yeah, he's a mess, man.
He's a good boy in my butt.
He's a kind-hearted little guy. No. And then you've got his sidekick. Oh, that's cool, Drew. I would, if you can get a picture of him, I would totally.
That. Oh yeah, hell yeah, Drew. That would be cool.
Yeah, Yeah, I could just imagine
That would be cool.
Yeah, definitely showed me one of his clips. But then you've got 000's sidekick. It's a cute little astromech by the name of BT-1. And if you want to talk homicidal, BT-1 is definitely homicidal.
And he's got some narcissism issues.
He's got some issues. He is what is referred to as a blastomech. He is just flat out a walking arsenal.
Yeah.
He was a little background on this fun little character, this fun little bundle of joy. He was created by the Empire. And then sweet little BT-1 basically killed the entire room, like where he was created, like killed all his creators. So they didn't have a chance to like stash him away because he was too dangerous. He just killed them. That's a lot of fun. What did you think about BT-1?
He's I didn't really get other than his just being with 000 all the time. My actually first introduction to him, which what I thought was pretty cool, was when I played my I have a phone game. What do they call them? Just a phone app game, which is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and they actually introduced 000 and BT-1 in the game, which is a lot of fun. He was and he had like rocket launchers and all kinds of cool stuff. So I thought when I saw him in the game, I thought it was pretty cool. And then when I saw him in the comic books and what he was, I was like, so basically he's just like he's like worse than 000, but he's like narcissistic, because when he has a flashback and he's telling his side of the story of what he thinks happened to the group, he's like, I did this and I destroyed them and blah blah. I'm going, okay, so he's basically as psychotic as the damn protocol droid. Right on.
In some ways, even more so.
In more, yeah. Well, and I mean, like, I didn't read enough of him in that comic book to know that, but yes, I could definitely see how he more so has a bloodlust.
Yeah, he's that's a good way to describe him. He has a bloodlust.
Yeah,
he just wants to kill things.
He just wants to kill stuff. He wants to launch rockets and kill stuff.
Yeah, and he's got the arsenal to do it. He's
in essence, he's like a modified astromech that's a battle droid, just not like the battle droids from like Clone Wars.
Yeah. Well, could you imagine this one being in the Clone Wars?
Yeah. Drew sent into the cosplay of our Discord. For those of you who are not in our Discord, you'll get to see it. Or for those of you who are not in our Discord, you won't get a chance to see
awesome.
it. But if you join our Discord, you will get to see this. But he has posted pictures of the 000 cosplay that his buddy has in our Discord. So
that's pretty awesome.
That is very cool. That is very cool.
All right. So the next character that we are going to be introduced to in Volume 1 is the only character that so far we have seen outside of the comic books. And I am referring to a black-furred, also a bundle of joy, Wookiee bounty hunter by the name of Chrysanthemum, sometimes referred to as Black Chrysanthemum because his fur is black. So the background of him that we know is that he left Kashyyyk and wound up working as a gladiator for the Zonti brothers. Go look them up. I'm not going to describe. I'm not going to explain the Zonti brothers. They're doofuses. So he's a gladiator for them, and while he was working as a gladiator for them, he got cybernetic enhancements to his knuckles. So if he hits you, besides the fact that he's a big ass Wookiee, yeah, you're going down. He has a scar on his left eye that he got courtesy of one Mr. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Look it up. It's interesting stuff. So when he stopped being a gladiator, when he escaped that, he started working as a mercenary for Jabba the Hutt. And then somehow got involved with Aphra, and she owes him money, so that's why he's working with her. And then fast forward some years, he shows up in the Book of Boba Fett. So Chrysanthemum, he's awesome.
Yes. I told you.
Oh man, I should have showed him in my.
Oh man, come on.
There we go.
Yeah, I have that one too.
You know what?
I actually have the Aphra one too.
I think he might have been my first Black Series character. I think he was.
Was he?
I think so. Because I saw him. I remember buying him. I found him at a Walmart in the clearance section.
I think I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, Chrysanthemum, he's awesome. What do you think about Chrysanthemum?
Oh, I like Chrysanthemum. I liked him when I saw him in Book of Boba Fett, and now that I get to see him with her, he's definitely awesome. He's cool, and like he's. I mean, like I said, I've always been. I mean, Chewbacca's been always been a great character that I've always liked from. I mean, he's just a cool dude, and I've wanted to do cosplay for Chewie before. Unfortunately, having the suit made is very expensive, and the headdress is even worse.
Yeah,
I really wish I could find somebody that could do it, because I would love that. Would be one of my top. Like that would, like, once I get Vader done, and then I get Balin Skull done, I would love to do Chewbacca. I think that would be great. So I would really love to find somebody who can make. That would be cool too. I think being Black Chrysanthemum would be kind of neat. I think doing that costume too would doing that cosplay as well would be a lot of fun. Because there's probably a lot of Chewies out there, but there's not a lot of Black Chrysanthemums, so it would be kind of cool.
Not.
Either that or the General. Dang it. Well, one of the Wookiee generals. I can't.
Oh, okay. Like Tarful.
Tarful, yeah, like Tarful, like doing Tarful or something like that. That would be kind of fun too. I think it would be kind of fun to do one of those.
I like Chrysanthemum. He's
because if you could get like Chrysanthemum and Chewie in the same spot, or you could get Tarful or Chewie, or heaven forbid you actually get Chewie, Tarful, and Chrysanthemum at the same time, it'd be like a big Wookiee hug.
Yeah, no, I don't think they would have each other.
Yeah, Black Chrysanthemum.
Here we go. Chewbacca, Tarful, Chrysanthemum, and Dernasty.
Oh goodness! Heck yeah! They wouldn't know who he was. They would think he's just some regular Wookiee. But I mean, yeah, to us, it would make sense.
They would probably know who he is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. If we're doing cosplay, nobody would know.
Well, actually, Drew says they have. We and I knew this already, but we actually have a Chewie locally here in Wichita. So actually, if I could get somebody to do the Black Chrysanthemum one, that would actually be kind of fun. It'd be kind of neat.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. But no, I like Black Chrysanthemum. I thought he did. I thought he was a really awesome and cool character in Book of Boba Fett, and to see him actually in his first introduction here and how he interacts with Aphra, other than stealing her ship and leaving her for dead, it wasn't bad. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he does do that at one point.
Okay. Let's do some. How do we want to do this? We could do it issue by issue.
Okay.
Kind of discuss the things that happen. So in issue 1, we open up. Like I said, she was working off debts. She recovers this artifact, kills this dude. He was going to kill her first. It's only fair. And actually, we find out that he did try to kill her. Failed miserably.
Actually, I think he tried to kill her and thought she was dead.
Yeah. Because there's that thing where she talks about he left me for dead, and I lived. I left him for dead, and he's dead.
Yeah.
And
he's actually dead this time.
Yeah. So she gets this artifact, and before she leaves this planet, I actually don't remember the name of the planet. She gets stopped by this gangster that she owes money to. And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to pay. I've got this artifact. I'm going to go sell it. And I'm going to get, I'm not just going to be able to make a payment. I'm going to make so much money. I'm going to pay off the whole loan. So yeah, let me just do this and then I'll come back. And he's like, why don't you just give me the artifact and we'll call it good. And she's like, no. You gotta be an archaeologist to get good money off of this one. So she talks her way out of, and so that's another thing about Aphra. She can pretty much talk her way out of most things.
For the most part. To some extent.
Right. So, okay. Yeah. So then she gets away from there and she goes to this other planet, Archeo Prime, I think was the name of it. And that is where she goes to sell this thing. And that's where she finds out that her doctoral credentials are suspended.
Right.
Because they're investigating the manner in which she got her doctoral degree.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is... Okay. Basically, she cheated. And...
She cheated she cheated or she blackmailed?
I was getting ready to say, she not necessarily cheated. She just blackmailed. So the professor that was overseeing her doctoral journey doesn't like her and basically agreed to be her doctoral mentor. I forgot the name they used for it. Solely for the fact that he could keep her from getting her doctoral degree.
Right.
That was the only reason he agreed to do it, because he didn't want her to be a doctor. Anyway, so she blackmails them. You know, they do some flashback stuff. She blackmails them, and she gets her doctoral degree. So that's what they're investigating. And it turns out that her father turned her in, basically.
Yeah.
They're the one. He's the one that's like, you might want to look into this. And she runs into her dad, which she is not a fan of. And he's like, okay,
keep talking, Steve. I'm listening. I'll be right back.
You need to go on this adventure with me. I've got this quest that I need. I need you to help me on. I'm not really sure why he needed help with this quest. They never really explained why he needed her help specifically. But if he helps her on this quest, he'll help her get her doctoral credentials back. Part of the thing with her doctoral degree had to do with these like, I think they were like force sensitive symbiotes. They were symbiotes, but they were ancient symbiotes. It was a whole thing. Read the whole thing. Read the book. Okay. But yeah, so she basically, the symbiotes are what Dr. Aphra uses to blackmail Savatube, who is her professor. because he's got these symbiotes and she steals them with the help of her character that we'll learn lots more about in future comics by the name of Santa Staros. But that's all flashback. We jump back, and she finally agrees to go on this quest with him. So in issue 2, so most of issue 2 is her dad telling the story of this group of Jedi called the Ordu Aspectu. And basically, these were like an ancient sect of Jedi. And we're talking ancient. We're like this is not High Republic. This is like way before even the Sith. Because they are considered dark Jedi.
Yes, Bear. I had a peanut emergency. Thank you.
They are considered dark Jedi simply for the fact that this was a sect of Jedi that their whole thing was they were seeking immortality. And the Jedi were like, that's not cool. So they fought them. And so he tells the story of these Ordu Aspectu, and like his whole thing is he wants to find this thing called the Eternal Rur. R-U-R. Rur. This Eternal Rur he was the leader of the Ordu Aspectu. So that is most of issue 2. There wasn't a whole hell of a lot else that happened in issue 2 that was really of any consequence. But in issue 3, they end up on a planet that we have seen several times in film and in TV show. So I need to back up some. This comic book takes place between A New Hope and Empire. So they go to Yavin 4 because the dad, oh Jesus, what's the dad's name?
I just remember Dad.
Corrin is the dad's name. Corrin thinks that they're gonna find this like temple thing that is going to either host the Rur, or it's going to lead them to the Rur. And so they go to Yavin 4 and they find the citadel of Rur. Rur.
Which just happens.
Oh, no. I'm getting ahead of myself. Yavin 4 is that it's either that is where the citadel of Rur is, or it's going to help them find the location of the citadel of Rur. And that is actually what it ends up. They just find out where it's at. But in the meantime, they're on Yavin 4. Death Star's been blown up already. So the Empire has a detachment of soldiers on Yavin 4. And while they're looking around, rooting around, trying to find the location of the Citadel, the Imperials detect them, and then they go after them. The leader of this Imperial detachment is one Magna Tolven, who will show up in the rest of this Volume 1, but also is going to become a very important character in the adventures of Doctor Aphra overall. And one of the issues of this volume will kind of hint at why. I'll just say it. Dr. Aphra has the hots for this Magnatol. Magnatol is a woman, by the way, if I didn't explain that. She's got Dr. Aphra has a hots for this Imperial commander. Anyway, so she sends them out to go find Aphra and well, at the time they don't know it's Aphra, but they send them out because they think it's rebels. Rebels that didn't leave Yavin 4 yet, so they go after them.
So for those of you who maybe are looking for like a little bit of like for more familiar context, the temple that they're investigating and the temple that Dr. Aphra and her father have to go into in order to lead them closer to the Ruhr is actually the temple base from the rebel base from A New Hope.
Yeah, the big pyramid looking thing.
The big pyramid. Basically, it's the big
also
pyramid.
in Rogue One.
Right.
They also show in Rogue One.
Also in Rogue One. So yeah, it leads them to, because if you understand or know anything about like Star Wars lore, a lot of people know and understand that temple actually has a very significant history when it comes to the Sith, the Jedi, and things like that.
Oh,
so, yeah. So that temple
that
actually
temple
had
has
more
been
history than
around.
what they. Yeah, there's a lot more history to that temple and what its purpose was and what it was originally built for, and a lot of other things. So this just kind of adds further to that lore. This adds more to it, more context to it. But yeah.
There's So they find the location of the Citadel of Ruhr. So there's not like really a whole lot of details that I want to go over on issue 3, but issue 4 they escape from Yavin 4. Issue 3. A whole lot of issue 3 has to do with Chrysanthemum because he is basically the diversion.
Yes.
Like the Imperials are going after him while Aphra and Dad are going to look for this thing.
Basically, they're basically having their map chamber a moment from like Raiders of the Lost Ark when they go down to the map chamber and they have the crystal and it shows them where the Ark is on the map. They're basically kind of having that moment.
Yeah, and the Dad's trying to get more crystals, and Aphra is like, no, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so in issue 4, they escape from Yavin 4, and they find this floating asteroid where the Citadel of Ruhr is on. And while they're on the Citadel, they find the remains of some ancient Jedi. Other than that, I don't remember a whole lot about volume or issue number 4. There wasn't really like a whole lot going on. Like issue 5 is really where it turns up the heat.
Well, 4 is basically them finding the temple. They find the temple, they go through it and they investigate. They find the bodies of the ancient Jedi and like
I think there was some more flashbacks.
Because most of it, a lot of it was because a lot of it was the thing that the context of it is that the father had an idea of and who are they called again? I'm sorry. The Jedi were the
the Ordo Aspectu.
The Ordo Aspectu. So there was different legends as far as who they were and what they were trying to accomplish. And there was basically a lighter side, a Sith. There was a Jedi side, a Sith side ish kind of thing of who they were and what they were trying to accomplish, and why they broke away from the Jedi and what they were trying to do. And the light side of it is they were Jedi who were trying to basically become enlightened and become a higher form of Jedi. And then the darker version of them was that they actually turned to the dark side, and they were basically bad guys, and the Jedi had found them and was battling them. So the dad had this idea, but Dr. Aphra had this other version of the story that she knew about.
She was basically just trying to discredit his ideas.
And basically, she was trying to say that he was crazy and he didn't know what he was talking about, and he didn't understand the true story. So it was them going back and forth about what they were. And then when they found the Citadel and they found the Jedi and they worked their way into the Citadel, it was basically them trying to turn the Citadel back on and kind of uncover the mystery of what the truth actually was about the Ordu Aspectu and the
Right.
Rur. And that's what they were trying to do throughout that, basically that
So the other stuff that was going on in issue 4 was back on Yavin, because he had Magna Tulva having to report to her superior and telling her about her failure. They're talking about her failure, and then I was like, you were supposed to be this really great you were going to have this really great future, but now
it was almost like the Imperial the Imperial officer you're talking about. It was almost as if she was going to wind up almost being like an inquisitor.
Yeah, maybe.
In a way. In a way.
Spoiler, that does not happen. Anyway, but no, her career takes quite a different turn. But here there's like, we're supposed to be great, and then she's like, well, I need to find this person and redeem myself. So we get to issue 5, and they're still on the Citadel. But Tolvin finds the Citadel and launches this all-out attack. While in the meantime, Aphra finds this computer in the Citadel and fires it up and generates this basically like a hologram, but it's kind of alive. It's like an AI.
It's like an essence. It was like the essence, because I think the essence of whatever of Rur was trapped in the crystal.
Right. So what she finds the eternal Rur, she doesn't even think exists. But he's basically an AI. And so she's talking to Eternal Rur while Tolvin's attacking the Citadel, and Eternal Rur's like, what time period is this? And she's like, no. You got to tell me about these freaking
Ordu
Aspectu. And that's kind of where we leave off. Because he's like, I want to know this. No, you have to tell me this. And they go back and forth. And then that issue ends. And then we get to issue 6, where he agrees to tell the story of the Ordu Aspectu. Some more information that Dad has not told her. And they talk about
this. I don't even think Dad knew. Because he had his version of the story.
No, completely. Like, like Mr. He didn't tell her because he didn't know. So, and this is stuff that he wants to know. So this is helpful to him. And he's there. So Rur tells him about the Ordu Aspectu, and that's where we find out that the Ordu Aspectu predates the Galactic Republic. So we're talking like way the hell back in history. Mm-hmm. And we learned about this thing called the Intruvia conflict. I don't remember the details of that, but it takes place. It has something to do with the Ordu Aspectu. And so she's like, okay, you told what I wanted to know, so it's fair that I tell you where you're at. And he is pissed. He's like, everybody's freaking dead. So he's mad.
Obviously, for context, he's been asleep for thousands of years.
But he has control of all the droids that are in the area. So when he finds us out and he's pissed, he's like, I'm just going to attack whoever's here. So he has the droids attack Aphra and everybody. And then so you got the droids going on the attack. Then you got the Imperials going on the attack. And then, Aphra fights off the droids. And then I don't remember how, but pretty much all of the Imperials die.
There was actually a light bridge
Oh,
or they
that's
call it
right.
a
That's
force
right. There
bridge,
was
but
the bridge.
they had the light bridge that took them across, and they deactivate the light bridge. And actually, it's BT1.
Yeah. Yeah.
BT1's the one that deactivates them and ejects them all into space.
Right. Right.
The murder box.
But Magnetova is the only one that survives.
Mm-hmm.
And then Aphra's dad shoots her. Doesn't kill her, just shoots her. And that's where we see Dr. Aphra's kind of got a thing for Magna. She's like, and so Aphra's got a thing for her. And that's going to come into play later in her adventures. So he wounds her, and then they leave the Citadel, and she finally gets her. It ends in a weird spot. They leave the Citadel. They don't. I don't remember them saying exactly that she got her credentials back, but she did sell the artifact because she goes back.
So what she did. So what basically what happened was I think if I remember correctly, what happened was she finds out that her dad is the one who took her credentials away from her.
Oh yeah,
because
No,
he was basically trying to basically blackmail her into it. So once they got everything situated and they figured out that that what really happened, he agreed to give her back her credentials, which allowed her to not only sell the artifact she was trying to sell at the beginning, but she went to a place that would store the crystal that she stole from the Citadel. In a basically what is a kind of a ring and kafring kind of thing almost, but they store things that people don't want to come out, or like kind of a personal bank vault kind of thing. And what it really kind of reminded me of is that if you watch the end of Indiana Jones and the Lost Ark, when they put the Ark in the box and they seal it up, and then they put it in this huge warehouse where there's like thousands and thousands and thousands of boxes, and it's kind of the same thing. They stick it in a box and they put it into a vault box, and it ends up being like one box out of thousands and thousands of boxes. And she says, well, it's completely safe. They'll never know it's there. One thing they pride in is
it's all good.
It's all good. Everything's fine. Come to find out.
I mean, it's
all
good.
Her greed overtook her better judgment, and she decides to.
But we end because she goes back to the guy from the first issue to give him his money. And he's like, what took you so long? He's like, there were complications. He's like, there are always complications with you, Aphra. And that's pretty much where we end. But like overall, did you enjoy the comic book?
Yeah, I liked it. It was cool.
Is it something you want to read more of?
Well, now that you mentioned it, and obviously you said it kind of weird, ended on a weird note. The weird note is that the crystal that powered the Citadel, and actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, actually possessed the spirit of Rur, of the Ordo Aspectu. Yeah, which is weird. It's a weird name, but I mean, whatever. I mean, it's Star Wars, so weird names are just part of the territory. The fact that Rur, I think, is contained within this crystal, and now she's trying to sell it to someone. In Star Wars, this could be a good thing or a bad thing, especially since the fact that once a droid or any kind of technological creature got into the area with this crystal or the Citadel, that Rur could actually control that thing. And he was able to take over droids. And that's how he ended up assassinating the shuttle crew that helped him escape. And so now she has this crystal, and she's going to sell it to the highest bidder, which is where her the whole moral ambiguity thing is interesting, because she's more concerned with the money. She's more concerned about the profit than she is about what these artifacts can actually do. And it'll be kind of interesting to see in future episodes and future readings, how that comes into play, where she's selling these artifacts of questionable integrity and questionable, basically questionable uses. And if them falling into other people's hands where they're used for nefarious reasons, if that changes her outlook on that, like say, like it did Indiana Jones. It's one thing to pursue fortune and glory, but when you're talking about like him going to the temple and finding out that it's not just about fortune and glory, it's about what these artifacts can do in the wrong hands and how they can influence people badly. Is Aphra going to find out the same thing? Is it something that she's going to discover that it's not just about that? It can be about what these things do and who gets a hold of them in the end. So yeah, I think I would definitely probably read something further on that. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to read it for sure.
So those of you, if you are interested in learning about the backstory, like what happens before this volume one, she like I said, she first showed up in issue number 3 of the 2015 Darth Vader series, and she continues to show up throughout issue number, definitely through 15, because so issue 3 through issue 15, I know she shows up in 13, 14, and 15 because that is the Vader Down crossover event.
Mm-hmm.
After the Vader Down event, I want to say she shows up in a few more issues after that one, but definitely shows up in like her, I guess like her final story arc in the Darth Vader series is somewhere around 25. I'm gonna have to Google this. Hang on, excuse me, folks. What issue of Darth Vader does Doctor Aphra die?
In the meantime, dog. In the meantime, puppy dog.
Okay, yeah, 25. Number 25 is where she dies.
Right.
But she's in some issues prior to that. So basically, if you want to know the whole backstory of Aphra, you're going to have to read Darth Vader issue number 3 through 25.
Oh, holy crap!
So there's a lot.
Probably, honestly, in context, we probably should have done that one first. No, but I did find this interesting. It's just that when I found out that there was because they kind of went through and they explained that she met 000 and she met BT1 while she was doing things for Vader, and she was working for Vader doing things. Now I'd be interested in. I would be interested in actually going back to like doing almost a prequel kind of thing and looking at what kind of artifacts she was looking for Vader. That would be kind of, so I think I'm going to read back and look at that as far as those issues are concerned to see what it is that what did he have her looking for? What was she after for him? Because it would be interesting to see if they're Sith artifacts, if they're Jedi artifacts, if she's looking for someone, that kind of thing.
The thing you got to keep in mind from reading the Darth Vader series that we're referring to is it takes place after, like, he did something that made him fall out of favor with the Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
And so he basically was demoted. And he's pissed, and he's like going and finding his own people. And Aphra's one of them he finds, and there's some crazy shit that goes on. So yeah, I mean, I would totally recommend it. In hindsight, yeah, we probably should have just read.
I mean, no, that's okay, because it's kind of like Star Wars in and of itself. We're reading the inaugural issue of just her, but now it's kind of interesting after reading this and going back and saying, hey, I would actually like to go back and read that and then read the further adventures, because it makes it interesting to see, oh, wow, what happened here? How did she meet 000? How did she beat Black Chrysanthemum? What was the story with Vader, and so on and so on and so on. So you get those backstories, but you don't actually get the context of them. So now it's kind of cool to say, hey, now I want to go back and read those and see what exactly happened.
Yeah. So Aphra is currently on her third ongoing series. There's a bit of a delay right now because the last issue that was released was in October. So I'm not really sure what's going on with I'm not really sure what's going on with that. They didn't say that. I didn't see anything that said it was canceled, although that wouldn't surprise me. But after only 5 issues, I don't know. Well, shit, let's Google that. Is Doctor Aphra Chaos Agent canceled? Bum, bum, ba, bum. Oh, it was quietly canceled.
Huh.
It was originally expected to run for 10 issues. And due to lower than expected sales, they just quietly came. Well, that sucks because it didn't really end. Well, that's bullshit.
They should have at least ended the run.
Yeah. I wonder if it was if like the entire run was written.
See,
anyway.
People. So people, for those of you who are listening, this is why we kind of want to mention comics and we want to talk about comics, because there are some interesting characters in comics and stuff that's not going to be in the movies. It's not going to be in the TV shows. It's just going to show up in books and comics and stuff that you should actually give a chance to read, because there are some interesting characters and there's some interesting backstories, some interesting lore about Star Wars that's coming out. And so that's why we kind of want to highlight this kind of stuff so you folks will give it a chance.
Yeah. I mean, I like Dr. Aphra. I think he's cool. I'm honestly a little irritated that it was canceled and I didn't know about that.
How many issues did it get through before it was canceled?
What's that?
How many issues did it get through out of
5.
the 10?
It got 5.
5 out of the 10, so I got halfway through it and they canceled it.
Yeah. But it did not end. It was like, so basically we have a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right. Well, that was our Dr. Aphra episode. I hope you somewhat enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because I like talking about Dr. Aphra. And thanks for those of you watching on YouTube, either live or on the replay. Please subscribe and please, please, please hit that like button. We really cannot. We don't talk about the like button often enough. I really want you guys to hit that like button. Even if you only kind of like what we're doing. Because it helps the algorithm, helps people get out there. I would too, Bear. I totally would. And there's been speculation. And I saw some casting, like some fan casting stuff. Some of it was like, no, not at all. And some of it was like, all right. Here's the thing about casting a live action Dr. Aphra. It's got to be an Asian actor.
And the young one. Well, younger one.
Younger, yeah.
Younger.
But yeah, I would totally like, that's the thing about Book of Boba Fett. See, let me rant on this one for a bit. We had Book of Boba Fett and Chrysanthemum shows up. And super, super excited to see Chrysanthemum in live action. That was like, I wet myself. That was awesome. But after I got over the fact that, oh my God, we just got Chrysanthemum, that started speculation. Wait a minute. Does that mean we're gonna get a live action Dr. Aphra and Book of Boba Fett? Oh man, that's gonna be awesome. And then it doesn't happen. Bastards.
Well, to be fair, there was a lot of speculation in Book of Boba Fett, and a lot of it didn't happen. So
that was my rant. I was really hoping to see Dr. Aphra and Book of Boba Fett. But you know what? on top of that, another TV series that came out where I was like, "Oh, we're gonna get Aphra. We're gonna get Aphra." I thought we were gonna get Aphra in Skeleton Crew.
At least a live, like a older version of her, because I mean that would have been later. It would have been an older version of her,
Yeah,
and it would have been after, like, she.
Come on,
Yeah.
Disney, throw me a bone here.
Even if you run into her for a minute.
I would eat. Oh, you know what? On that note, Joy, and you're on a different. You're on a different. You're not on your kaiju account. On that note, Joy, animated. Give me animated Doctor Aphra. I don't care. Give me. I want more Aphra. And now that you freaking canceled the damn comic book on us. I know, right, Bear? That's what I'm saying. Totally would have made sense for her to be in Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, but if she'd have turned out like what's his face did and ended up evil, I think that would have been disappointing.
Here's the thing, though. Dr. Aphra is not inherently evil. She's just morally ambiguous.
That's a very
She's
very loosely.
She's evil. Any case, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. If you have $2 a month to spare, consider becoming a patron. Join our Discord, and come back next week because I think we have a pretty good idea what we're going to talk about next week.
Yes, I do. I like it.
So we will see you next week. So enjoy your week, and may the force be with you.